Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the city at the foot of the mountain, Uniontown, Pennsylvania. We're inside the Uniontown Area High School A.J. Everhart Memorial Gymnasium. This is Joshua Scully, alongside with Bill Dice behind the lens. Exclusive digital coverage of the Uniontown Red Raiders boys basketball team on the WMBS Facebook page. It's time for another C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night, this time live from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. We're excited now to bring you the Sproul's Insurance Group pregame show. That's right. The pregame show is being brought to you by the Sproul's Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. They will get you ready for the game. They are located at 217 West Main Street in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-9812 for the Sproul's Insurance Group. Ladies and gentlemen, it is senior night here at Uniontown Area High School for this conference matchup between the Belle Vernon Leopards and the Uniontown Red Raiders. We're going to start this evening and share with you about the Belle Vernon Leopards, who are coming into this contest 8-7, 4-2 in the conference, just recently going over the 1,000-point threshold in points for this season. The Leopards have now put 1,007 points on the books. They have surrendered 962. They are 3-5 on the road, 4-2 at home, 1-0 at neutral sites. Currently third place in the WPIAL 4A Section 3. And Belle Vernon most recently suffered a loss at the hands of North Hills. That one coming on Sunday. Final score 84-82. Prior to that, though, the Leopards had strung two victories in a row, Friday the 27th and Saturday the 28th over Southmoreland and Franklin Regional. And that Southmoreland Scotties team, they are resilient, and the Uniontown Red Raiders are going to see them in just a few days. The Southmoreland Scotties losing by just 7 points to the Leopards, 59-52. And then Belle Vernon emerging victorious over Franklin Regional, 66-52. But if you've got your calendar out in front of you and you were marking down that the Leopards have played on the 27th, the 28th, the 29th, and today, the last day of January, is the 31st. That means this will be their fourth game in 5 days. So Belle Vernon has been a very busy squad, to say the least. They are coming into this one looking to avenge an earlier defeat at the hands of the Uniontown Red Raiders just a few weeks ago in Belle Vernon. That game was highly anticipated. This one is too, and there is a tremendous crowd tonight inside the A.J. Everhart Memorial Gymnasium. We see both schools' colors here, the green and gold for Belle Vernon, the maroon and white for Uniontown. We're going to pause now and hear from some of our sponsors and then come back in just a moment and continue the Sproul's Insurance Group pregame show. Shop the New Year's sale at Zen's Construction Warehouse on Walnut Hill Road in Continental. Family owned and operated by the Nelson family. Zen's has been serving everything that you need for that next big home improvement project at deep discounted prices from those big box stores. Phone 724-366-8274 or visit Zen's on Walnut Hill Road in Continental. That's Zen's Construction Warehouse. Our surplus, your savings. Fayette County Commissioner Vince Facilities knows there is nothing more exciting than high school sports. He knows all the athletes have worked hard to be competitive, plus maintain their study skills. Commissioner Vince Facilities salutes all the young contestants in their efforts. Good luck, and may the best team prevail. From Fayette County Commissioner Vince Facilities. Are you looking for a dentist? Dr. Michael George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates, a Uniontown staple, has over 40 years experience treating patients of all ages. Their caring professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit GeorgeDentalAssociates.com today. That's GeorgeDentalAssociates.com to find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry. Good luck to Coach Rob Kazmarski and the Uniontown Red Raiders from George Dental Associates. You're listening to another chapter of C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night, this time live from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Exclusive digital coverage of the Uniontown Red Raiders boys basketball team on the WMBS Facebook page. This is the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show. And the Uniontown Red Raiders Spirit Band strikes up another number, and we direct our attention to those Red Raiders, this team that we are so very proud of and excited for in Uniontown. Coming into this one overall, 15-2. They are undefeated in the conference. They have scored nearly 1,300 points on the season, 1,286 as a team. And I suspect we're going to see that 1,300 point coming relatively early in this one. Points against, 725. They are undefeated on the road, undefeated away. They are 6-2 at neutral locations. Now, the Red Raiders are entering this one coming off a loss at the hands of the Aliquip Equips on Sunday, 54-48. And I know these Red Raiders are going to be eager to get themselves back on track. Prior to that, they had picked up wins over Albert Gallatin, Laurel Highlands, Elizabeth Ford, Southmoreland, and going all the way back to January 6th against these Belle Vernon Leopards by a final score of 79-64. Prior to that, the Red Raiders had been on a roll. Before their first meeting with Belle Vernon, they had come off of victories again against Albert Gallatin, Southern from Oakland, Maryland, that's Garrett County, Waynesburg Central, McGuffey, Salem, Massachusetts, Central Tuscaloosa, that's in Alabama, Brownsville, Thomas Jefferson, Connellsville, and that would roll you all the way back to their first defeat of the season against Norwin. That one coming back on December the 3rd. So you know that these Red Raiders, they don't lose too often. And when they have lost in the past, they have responded by stringing together quite a few wins. And how often can you say for your local high school sports team that they have had a chance to play the likes of teams from Alabama, having that matchup against Central Tuscaloosa, 63-41, that win coming back on December the 20th, and then a 62-37 victory against Salem, Massachusetts on December 21st. Those, of course, were neutral site matchups. This Red Raider team is led by Notorious Grooms. He averages 14.4 points per game, closely followed by Calvin Winfrey at 12.3 points per game and Jameer Braxton at 11.7 points per game. The highest field goal percentage, though, belongs to Kadrian McGlee. He's shooting from the field right now at a 71% clip. He also leads the team in rebounds. He pulls down over 8 rebounds on average per contest, followed by Levi Garner at just over 5 and Jameer Braxton at just under 5. Assists per game, Notorious Grooms leads the squad there at over 5 per game. He is also currently the steals leader, just barely averaging out Tavian Richardson. Notorious's average coming in at 2.9 and Tavian's at 2.8. Tavian had led the team for most of the season in steals. Notorious now just a slight advantage in that category. As you can see on your screen, the team sending their captains to half court in front of the score table for the captain's meeting. The blocks per game category, of course, dominated by Kadrian McGlee. We've seen a lot of tremendous blocks from him. And at the foul line, the Red Raiders have been getting it done lately, especially. We've seen these numbers trending upward. Notorious Grooms shooting a 69% clip from the foul line, followed closely by Tanner Uphold and Bakari Wallace. Tanner Uphold and Bakari Wallace, two of our seniors this evening. We'll talk about them in a few minutes. 3-point field goal percentage. The leader on the squad in that category, Jeremiah Hager. No surprise there. The last game we were able to bring to you exclusively on Facebook was this Uniontown Red Raider team visiting Albert Gallatin. And that one really highlighted Jeremiah Hager's prowess beyond the three-point arc. Overall points leader, Notorious Groom, he's got 245 points on the season. Calvin Winfrey, 209. Jameer Braxton, 199 points. So we've got a lot of scorers on this Uniontown Red Raider team, and they do not struggle to find production from any of those players. And that goes without saying. This team has a lot of depth. There are players on this team who may not be at the top of those statistical categories, but still play a very pivotal role in bringing home the wins for this Uniontown Red Raider squad. This is the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show. Insurance agent David Hughes will get you ready for the game. Sprouse Insurance Group is located at 217 West Main Street in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-9812 for the Sprouse Insurance Group. And we now prepare our two teams to honor America with the playing of the national anthem. We will pause as well and enjoy this moment to honor our nation.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and remove your hat for the singing of our national anthem by Uniontown senior Avery Lax, and remain standing for the Uniontown alma mater. So proudly we hail at the twilight of the
Welcome back to Uniontown Area High School, the A.J. Everhart Memorial Gymnasium. This is Joshua Scully with you alongside Bill Dice, who is behind the lens this evening. You are watching exclusive digital coverage of the Uniontown Red Raiders on the WMBS Facebook page. This is another exciting chapter of the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night here on the WMBS Facebook page. Attorney Thomas W. Schaefer has litigated over 275 civil and criminal trials, some of which have been aired on Oprah, Inside Edition, and ESPN. Having an engineering degree, master's in business administration, and law degree qualifies him to go toe-to-toe with anyone. His firm concentrates in wills, trusts, estates, property transfers, personal injury, solar field and Marcellus gas negotiations, and family law. Small enough to care and smart enough to win. The attorney, Thomas W. Schaefer. Here inside the A.J. Everhart Memorial Gymnasium, the fans are giving a final tip of their caps to our seniors, and from the Uniontown squad, those seniors being recognized tonight, number 11, Levi Garner, number 15, Devin Sykes, number 23, Tanner Uphold, number 5, Bakari Wallace, and number 12, Tavian Richardson. We also recognized one cheerleader this evening, senior Avery Lax, who did a tremendous job just a few moments ago with the national anthem. And we did recognize, too, a couple of seniors from this Belle Vernon squad, number 10, Evan Polott, and number 35, Amir Butler. So good luck to all of our seniors here this evening. We know that they are going to do us proud in the future. This is going to bring the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show to a conclusion. And we are going to turn our attention now to the starting lineups. The starting lineups are being brought to you by U.S. Digestive Health and the Southwestern Endoscopy Center in Uniontown. The starting lineup for the Belle Vernon Leopards this evening will look like this. Number 2, Zion Moore. Number 3, Trevor Kovach. Number 4, Alonzo Wade. Number 5, Quentin Martin. And number 14, Braden Locks. And if you're familiar with this Leopard squad, a few of those names I'm sure jumped out at you, especially Moore, Wade, and Martin. On the Uniontown Red Raiders side of the scorebook tonight, we're going to see a starting lineup consisting of 00, Notorious Grooms. Number 2, Calvin Winfrey. Number 4, Kadrian McGlee. Number 5, Bakari Wallace. And number 34, Jameer Braxton. And the starting lineups have been introduced now inside of the Uniontown Area High School A.J. Everhart Memorial Gymnasium. The starting lineups, again, are being brought to you by the U.S. Digestive Health and the Southwestern Endoscopy Center in Uniontown. We're ready now for the jump ball. And as we prepare to meet at the large maroon U in the center of the court, the Belle Vernon Leopards tonight in their away uniform, gray top and bottom, a very dark a green top and bottom, a very dark colored number, gold trim. For the Uniontown Red Raiders, their home white uniform, maroon trim, maroon number. And here's the jump. Kadrian McGlee's going to win it easily. He goes to Winfrey, who races across the timeline, goes far wing, Jameer Braxton. Braxton's going to bring it off there. He's working hard against number 4, Alonzo Wade, still working, goes back out to that wing. Here's Bakari Wallace for 3. And what a way to start the senior night matchup. Wallace hits the 3 while he is essentially run over by Belle Vernon's number 3, Trevor Kovac. That's going to be the first foul on Kovac. This could be a 4-point play to start the game. And the foul shot rattles in, and it's 4-0 already Uniontown. Here come the Leopards. Inbound pass goes to Zion Moore. Moore going to work at far sideline to Kovac. Kovac immediately surrounded. Comes back to Moore. Moore wants the center court now. Gets it ahead to Wade. Wade loses it. Regathers. Now he's going way back up top. Top of the key to number 2. That's Moore. Moore working against Winfrey. Moore goes far away to Kovac. Kovac wants to answer with a 3. No good. Nice looking rebound inside by Alonzo Wade, and he lays it in for 2. 4-2 now. Your score. Here comes Calvin Winfrey for the Uniontown Raiders across the timeline. Gets a good screen from McGlee. He's going to work it in. Kicks it out. Far sideline to Notorious Grooms. Grooms now wants Bakari Wallace breaking through the middle near the elbow. He works it down to the block. Goes in hard and works himself around the big man. Braden locks and lays it in for 2. Here come the Leopards now. Big pass across. Kovac looking ahead. He wants Quentin Martin, the football player. Many of you know him that way. He's a pretty good basketball player, too. Here's a kick-out pass to number 2, Moore. No good. Rebound, Grooms, and he's off to the races. 2 on 4 for the Raiders. Cannot quite get it to go. Kadrian McGlee nearly pulls down a rebound, pursuing from behind. And this one is going to go to the Belle Vernon Leopards. Winfrey and Grooms for Uniontown going to step up. They're the front end of this press. Ball comes middle here to Moore. Moore goes right back to Martin. Martin going to work against that press. Back to Moore. Ball nearly stolen off the hands of a hustling Bakari Wallace. Great start to the game for him. And number 2, Zion Moore, going to trigger this one in. It goes first to Wade, then right back to Moore. Moore across the timeline, going to be matched up here against Wallace in front of the Uniontown bench. He wants to drive in the paint, and it's going to be going the other way. Zion Moore will be called with a push. An offensive foul. That is the second foul against this Leopard squad. Ball comes into Winfrey. Winfrey across the timeline. He's going to find Moore there. He's going to stay on our side. He's got a breaking Jameer Braxton, top of the key, picks it up. Going to work it off a screen from McGlee, then to the elbow. Once McGlee down low in the paint, but we have a tie-up between McGlee and number 4, Alonzo Wade. And I think Alonzo Wade wanted to travel against McGlee. He won't get it. He will get a jump ball that goes to the Leopards. Here's Wade. Wants a big pass in. Goes all the way down to Zion Moore, who drives the whole way into the paint and is going to be fouled there by Kadrian McGlee. Keep in mind, McGlee is a leader in several statistical categories on the defensive side of the game for this Red Raider team. Leads the team in blocks, leads the team in rebounds. Here's the first shot from Moore. Moore strong from the foul line, gets the first one to go. 6-3. 6:14 remaining in period number 1. And here's the second shot for Moore. That one rolls out. Quentin Martin, great rebound inside. Gets it to the big man, Locks. Locks fighting. Gets it. 2 more. It's 6-5 now. Red Raiders going to slow this down a little bit. Grooms on the far sideline. Now he wants to move, working against Martin. Hands it off to Braxton. Braxton still working against Martin. Nice look inside. McGlee on the near side block, lays it in. The Leopards trying to move quick. Kovac back to Martin. Martin going to work it down. He gets it here to Wade. Wade loses the basketball, but manages to pop it over to the big man, Locks, and back to Martin. Martin off the near side block, no good. Rebound, Bakari Wallace. Wallace off to the races. Through the paint, working against the big man locks on this side, and it goes in. McGlee was there to help, but Wallace did not need any. He finished himself 10-5. The Leopards now coming the other way. Here's Kovac. Deep three, and Kovac hits it while falling. Lost his footing there, but knocks that one down 10-8. Here's Calvin Winfrey across the timeline, right across the big maroon U. Hands it off to Grooms. Grooms working off our wing against Martin. Nice little screen from Kadrian McGlee. Grooms can't get the three to go. Nice hustling rebound from Calvin Winfrey. And Winfrey gets the baby jumper in the paint to go. 12-8 your score. Alonzo Wade brings it our side. Zion Moore. Moore with the lane. He's going to go over top of Bakari Wallace, and he gets two. The Leopards so far have had an answer when they've needed one. Here comes Calvin Winfrey. Winfrey across the timeline. A lot of Belle Vernon fans here this evening. They are letting the Red Raiders hear it right now. Here's Braxton working inside. Little handoff pass to McGlee does not go, and it's the big man Braden Locks who pulls the board. But the outlet pass to Alonzo Wade is jumped by Notorious Grooms. We'll see what the call is. And it's going to be a foul against the Belle Vernon Leopards, number 14, Braden Locke. So Uniontown is going to inbound it. Grooms triggers it in from the baseline to Braxton. Braxton wants to go across to Wallace, throws it away. Wallace could not quite get there. Bakari Wallace, one of our seniors tonight for this Uniontown team. What a start for him. Wade going to inbound the ball here to number 2, Zion Moore. Moore typically handles the point guard responsibility for this Leopards team. Moore going to pick up his dribble. Go high post to Quentin Martin. Now a little handoff back top of the key to Wade. Wade gets driven out by Winfrey. Now comes our wing to Martin. Martin, the big man, wants the screen from the bigger man Locks. Then tries to go bounce pass. Looked like number 2, Zion Moore, thought he had a drive to the near side block, but that pass gets swallowed up by a couple of Red Raider legs. Ball's going to stay with the Leopards. Wade inbounds it. Big pass out to Moore. Moore's got Bakari Wallace out here with him. Moore moving toward the top of the key. Has Martin. High post. Martin working in the paint. Now he pops it out. Alonzo Wade for 3. No good. Kadrian McGlee all over the rebound. Bounces one over to Winfrey. And here come the Red Raiders with a 2-point lead. To the wing and Braxton. Braxton for 2. Yes. On the drive. Belle Vernon wasting no time. Getting it right back in. Number 2, Zion Moore again across the timeline. Now on our wing. Gets a screen from the big man Locks. A little screen and roll action. He can't get the shot to go. He will, though, put a foul on a Red Raider inside, and it looks like it's going to be Kadrian McGlee. That will be Kadrian's second. The Red Raiders now have 2 team fouls as well. The big man, Braden Locke, for the Leopards at the foul line. First shot nearly bounces in for him. It does miss, but it's close. We've got about a full house here at the A.J. Everhart Memorial Gymnasium tonight. There is not much room to spare anywhere. Well, here's Locks for his second attempt in a 14-10 game. The Red Raider faithful letting him hear it. That one way too hard. Bounces out, but the Leopards get the rebound. Quentin Martin comes down with it. Works it through the paint. Nothing there. Pops it out. Alonzo Wade, far wing. Now he draws baseline. Can't get the jumper to go. Blocked there by Jameer Braxton. Braxton going to take it himself. Pushes it way ahead now. Calvin Winfrey. And nobody home on the other side. Winfrey lays it in. Coming the other way hard is Trevor Kovac. Kovac cut off by Braxton. Comes top of the key now to Moore. Moore back to Kovac. Near sideline. Kovac thinks about the shot. Pops it back out to Moore. Moore directing traffic. Wants Kovac to cut. Now he gets the screen from the big man Martin. Works off the screen. He's going to take the jumper himself. No good. But Martin's there for the rebound. Will he finish? No, he won't. But he is going to pick up another foul against Kadrian McGlee. So it seems we are waiting officially for the call. Now, here is some good news for the Uniontown Red Raider fans listening at home. It seems as if the previous foul was moved off of Kadrian McGlee and onto Jameer Braxton. First shot from Martin, no good. And the official who has made that correction does put this foul on McGlee. So McGlee has just 2. Checking in for the Red Raiders, Tanner Uphold and Levi Garner, a couple more seniors. Tanner Uphold going to box out the shooter there, but the shot goes 16-11. Ball comes in, Grooms, far side. Across the timeline. He goes far sideline to Braxton. Now back our wing to Winfrey, and our sideline, Tanner Uphold. Goes to Winfrey on the wing. Uniontown head coach Rob Kaczmarski calls the play, and he gets a nice drive there from Calvin Winfrey. Winfrey can't get it to go off the glass, and the save by Tanner Uphold goes into the hands of DeAubrey Lightfoot, who just checked in for Belle Vernon. Lightfoot comes down with the ball, but then throws it away on this side, off the hands of the Red Raiders. He wanted to get it to Alonzo Wade. Now Wade's going to inbound the ball, goes way back to Zion Moore. Moore going to work against Tanner Uphold now. Uphold ready to go, works with him, cuts him off. Moore's going to pull back for the jumper, comes up short. Great defense there by Tanner. But Alonzo Wade jumps the rebound and drives hard. A couple of Red Raiders in the paint looking at that one come off the rim awkwardly. Uphold had driven Moore back out and first forced Moore to take a fadeaway. Ball came off the very front of the rim. Wade collects it, cannot finish, but he is going to be shooting. And that's a second foul against Jameer Braxton. Alonzo Wade, one of a couple of players on this Belle Vernon Leopards team who represent themselves pretty well at the foul line. We'll see how he does here. And the first one is good. Checking back in for Uniontown, Bakari Wallace for the Leopards. Braden Locks. Locks wants to switch sides with Quentin Martin. That's going to give Locks Levi Garner on the low block on this side. Alonzo Wade back at the foul line, 16-12. High-scoring first quarter. We're at the 2:28 mark. That one's off the front of the rim through Tanner Uphold's hands to Quentin Martin. Martin going to get it out of the paint now. He wants Kovac. Kovac for three. No. Uphold gets this rebound. And he's going to move it across to our sideline to Winfrey. Winfrey going to work it back toward the middle across the timeline. He's got the big man Martin out here with him. Levi Garner comes out, thinks about a screen. Winfrey goes the other way to Grooms. Now down inside to Tanner Uphold. And they are going to call a foul there against Tanner Uphold for a charge. That is going to be the first against Uphold. That was a tough call. And it looks like we may get a last-minute substitution from the Leopards. Zion Moore wants to check back in, and he will, for Quentin Martin. 16-12 your score, 2:08 to play in the first period. Ball comes into Kovac and right back to Moore as he steps across the baseline. Moore working against Bakari Wallace. Wallace going to retreat here a little bit, but stay in his line of sight. Now he almost gets a screen from Locks, and Moore drives right into Wallace. No call here, though. Kovac gets the pass, works it down low inside the Wade. Too much. Ball bounces around between several players, is corralled by Locks. He gets it out our side to Moore. Moore off the screen. Screen and shot and good. Moore hits the three. Braden Locks was the big body in the way of the Red Raiders there, 16-15. Here comes Grooms across the timeline. He's got Lightfoot right in his face. Now he's going to come this way to Winfrey. Winfrey's pass back to Grooms, nearly lost. And they're going to say that Grooms recovered possession prior to stepping back across the half-court line, so it's over and back. That was another close call. Ball comes in here to Zion Moore for the Leopards. Moore races across the timeline, gets another screen from Locks. That one comes up too hard, though, and it's a rebound for Levi Garner. Braden Locks doing a nice job of getting his body in the way. Here come the Red Raiders the other way. It's Bakari Wallace in the paint. He lays it right in. Bakari Wallace says, hey, it's senior night. I'm doing my thing. Big pass into Quentin Martin. Martin, our sideline, gets another screen from Locks. And in the paint, loses the ball to Bakari Wallace. Wallace coming hard the other way and goes up over top. This will be a foul called against the Leopards. Wallace was not going to be denied. Even had a look there at Levi Garner, but Wallace wanted it all the way. And we're going to have a foul called against number 4. So it seems, nope, it will go against 5. Quentin Martin. I think a lot of the fans here also believing that foul should have been called on number 4. Bakari Wallace gets the first shot to go, and we're going to see a new Leopard checking in here. This will be number 10, one of the Leopard seniors, Evan Polak. And the shot from Bakari Wallace. Wallace got the first one to go. He gets the second one, 20-15 your score. Leopards get it in fast. This is Wade, far sideline. Wade going to take it himself, cuts through a couple defenders, can't get it to go. The Leopards have missed a couple inside. Now it's Levi Garner, rebound ahead to Grooms. Grooms all the way to Winfrey. But Winfrey has the ball go off his ankle and out of bounds. Across the baseline, ball goes back to the Leopards. 47 seconds. Ball comes into Wade. Wade wants to go right back to Martin. Martin going to bring it across the timeline himself. He's got Bakari Wallace between him and the basket. Martin wants to screen. No, he's going to go hand off to Wade. Wade working against Tanner Uphold here. Tanner Uphold staying right with him the whole way, and Uphold stays with him. Rebound there. Polot wants to get it to the big man. Locks, but loses it to Levi Garner. Now we're off to the races. Bakari Wallace, far sideline, lays it in. Somebody's got to stop Bakari Wallace. Here's a big pass from the Leopards. They want an immediate answer, but no, they won't have it. The long pass to Quentin Martin, picked off by Levi Garner. Levi Garner playing the role of free safety there, stepping in front of that big pass down the court. Here's Wade. Little inbound pass to Locks, then right back to Wade. Now to Kovac. Wants to go Wade, but Levi Garner says no. Another interception, and he's got Calvin Winfrey for two on the other side. Now the Leopards coming the other way with Kovac. Very fast, and that one nearly stolen by Tanner Uphold. He cuts it off. Ball goes off his foot, but he was there. All of a sudden, these Red Raiders look rejuvenated, and we've got a 24-15 ball game. All of a sudden, this is a 9-point game with 1 second on the clock. Here's Quentin Martin. Martin comes right next to him to Kovac, who launches the three. The ball goes harmlessly into the hands of Levi Garner, striking nothing. And we've got a 24-15 score at the end of period one. Southwestern Endoscopy Center is now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. If you have a close family member with colon cancer or precancerous polyps, your screening should begin at age 40 instead of 45. Women, like men, are at substantial cancer risk and should not avoid screening. Although colonoscopy is the most sensitive screening test, if you are fearful or have no health insurance, a stool fit test is a reasonable option. Learn more at usdigestivehealth.com. There is nothing better than those winter nights in the gym rooting on our Red Raiders. Uniontown Mayor Bill Gerke, during his first term, rehabilitated Bailey Park, started working on the Uniontown section of the Sheepskin Trail, eliminated blight, and is rebuilding our neighborhoods. He's updated the parking garages, and he's working on bringing faster and more reliable internet to the city. Work has just begun. That's why Mayor Bill Gerke is announcing his plans to run for a second term as mayor in the city of Uniontown. We are Uniontown proud, and together we can help rebuild Uniontown for the next generation. This message is paid for by Mayor Bill Gerke. We're back here inside the A.J. Everhart Memorial Gymnasium. The Red Raiders lead 24-15. Tavian Richardson going to check in for the Red Raiders. He is one of our seniors. He goes inbounds to Calvin Winfrey. Winfrey across the timeline. He's got Zion Moore with him. Winfrey going to call the play. Now directs a little bit of traffic, but has the ball stolen by Alonzo Wade. But Winfrey recovers and blocks the ball out of bounds across the baseline. There was nothing Wade could do. I don't know that Wade realized how quickly Winfrey had closed on him. And as he casually goes up, he is absolutely denied. Big inbound pass here. Comes all the way out to Kovac, who's working against Richardson. Goes far wing now to Moore. Moore, little floater goes down, 24-17. Calvin Winfrey, our sideline. Across the timeline now with Moore. McGlee and Braxton both offering screens. Winfrey says no. Pops it far sideline. Grooms top of the key now to Braxton. Braxton working against Moore. Hands it off to Richardson now. Far wing to Grooms. Grooms testing what he has. It's going to come back our way to Winfrey now. Our corner. Braxton pops it back out to Winfrey. Coach Kaczmarski calling out the play. Gets a little bit different look, and he's going to get a look. Notorious Grooms on the wing. Long on the three. Rebound goes to Wade, and that's going to be a hold called against Jameer Braxton. And that, if official, is going to be his third, and it is officially a hold against Jameer Braxton. And here comes Bakari Wallace for Braxton. 24-17. The Red Raiders moving left to right. Here come the Leopards. The Leopards moving left to right. Green uniform, gold trim, black number. Zion Moore comes our wing to Alonzo Wade. Wade matched up here against Winfrey. The Leopards using a lot of screens up top to create some motion. Quentin Martin now pass from the high post. Out is stolen. That was Grooms ahead to Tavian Richardson. Richardson is blocked, but the ball is scooped up by Bakari Wallace. He pops it out our wing to Grooms. Grooms working against Kovac, and working he will. Takes it inside, but has the ball knocked away by Locks. Foul is going to be called against Locks, and there are no Leopards here. who liked that call. And that one is officially against Braden Locke's foul number 2 for him. That is the 5th foul against the Leopards as a team. And the Belle Vernon Leopards, very impressive turnout here in Uniontown, is also very displeased, collectively speaking. Inbound pass goes to McGlee, goes right to our corner to Grooms for 3. No good. Strong rebound there by Alonzo Wade. Wade moves it across to Martin. Martin going to work against Grooms. Just barely escapes, is still there. Grooms had a hand in, nearly had it. Pass goes to Wade, now down low. This is Martin again. Martin working against McGlee, comes up short. Rebound, Martin pops it out to Wade. Wade working against Winfrey. Fadeaway 3, very long. And the rebound is going to be fought over by Kovac or Richardson. Kovac wins, but he throws it away to Bakari Wallace. Wallace wants to lead Grooms, a little too much lead. Ball goes across the baseline. The Red Raiders really attacking on those fast breaks. A couple of passes just getting away. Zion Moore going to trigger this one into Alonzo Wade, back to Moore. Moore casually going to bring it across the timeline here. Grooms with him. Grooms going to stay with him. Moore wants to drive over top of McGlee. Won't happen. Locks, though, there to finish it for the Leopards. He taps it in, 24-19. Here comes Grooms for Uniontown. Grooms working against Quentin Martin. Crosses the timeline. Martin all over him, no call. Grooms goes far corner. Bakari Wallace. Wallace brings it out of the corner to the elbow. Top of the key to Richardson. Now our wing, Winfrey. Winfrey back to the top. This is Wallace working off the screen for McGlee. Wants to drive all the way. Finger roll. No, but McGlee there. And he surely is fouled. Yes, he is. Multiple times, we might suspect. And we'll see officially what we get from the official. It will be a foul against Alonzo Wade. That's going to be Wade's first, and it's going to send Kadrian McGlee to the foul line. McGlee will shoot 2 in a 24-19 game, 5:30 to play in this quarter. Here's McGlee, first shot. Nearly bounces in, but goes out. Checking in for the Leopards, we are going to see number 1. We do not have a player on our Leopards roster listed at 1, so we will get clarification in a moment as to who that is. Braden Locks pulls down the rebound, hands it off to Moore. Moore pushes it ahead. Correction, that was Martin pushing it ahead to Moore. Moore, a little spin move, working against Richardson, trying to find some space. Goes back to Martin. Martin on our elbow. He's going to try to work against Wallace. Pops it out here. That's Moore for 3. No correction. That was anonymous number 1 for 3. No good. Rebound, Martin. Cannot quite get the putback to go. Now, this is Tavian Richardson getting the rebound that Karam's way off the rim. He brings it across the timeline. Our wing to Winfrey. Winfrey for 3. No. Rattles out on him. Rebound. Zion Moore. Moore with Grooms and Richardson going to escort him down the court. He pushes it ahead here to Lightfoot, who's also just checked in. Lightfoot goes far corner to Martin. Martin going to very casually bring it to the far elbow through the paint. Pops it out here to Lightfoot. Lightfoot gets it to go. 24-22. 4:35 to play. Correction on the scoreboard. 24-21. That was initially scored a 3. It was not. It was a 2. Winfrey for 3 on this side. Can't get it to go. A couple of Leopards and Tavian Richardson go after the rebound. Quentin Martin's going to pull it out. He moves it ahead, and we're going to have a timeout taken here by the Belle Vernon Leopards with 4:20 to play in period number 2. Your score, 24-21. Stop by Big Al's Market on North Gallatin Avenue in Uniontown, family owned and operated by Phil Lucioni and Dominic Sabatini. Big Al's features 2 one-topping pizzas and a 2-liter for $21.99. We're trying Italian hoagie in a 20-ounce drink for $6.99. Check out some of Big Al's other homemade food items, including pasta salads, macaroni salads, and deli items. Big Al's Market, 72 North Gallatin Avenue, phone 724-550-4252. UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community. They treat sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They can treat you efficiently and safely because they take all necessary precautions and are disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapist. Convenient location. Convenient hours. Part of the community. You can call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access, and they can contact your doctor for you. 724-437-7500. UPMC Centers for Rehab Services. We're back here at Uniontown Area High School. Zion Moore receives the inbound pass, goes high post to Martin, then back to Moore on the far wing. He's going to work against Tanner Uphold. Uphold, Grooms, Winfrey, Wallace, and McGlee in for the Red Raiders. Now big pass down to Locks. Has the ball knocked away by Winfrey, and the ball's going to go across the baseline and will ultimately stay with the Leopards. On the floor for the Leopards, Wade, Moore, Martin, Lightfoot, Locks. Pass goes all the way back to the top of the key to Martin from the baseline. Now our corner to Wade. Wade, our wing to Moore. Moore with a deep three, and it's no good. Rebound Martin. Will he go up? Yes, he will. And he gets fouled on the way. That is going to be 7 fouls against this Red Raider team. And as soon as Coach Rob Kaczmarski knew that was against Kadrian McGlee, immediately Levi Garner is sent to the score table to check in. Martin at the foul line. First shot, no good, off the front of the rim. Martin a little frustrated by that one. Levi Garner going to step in next to Braden Locks. One shot. 3:55 to play. The Leopards are now going to be in the single bonus. Here's the shot from Martin. No good. Rebound goes Calvin Winfrey, who moves himself out of harm's way, and now he's going to bring the ball up for Uniontown. Across the timeline. He's going to get a screen from Levi Garner. He'll take it against Moore. Now he's working against Locks. Gets steered around. Comes way back to the top of the key. Tanner Uphold. Give me 3, Tan. No good. Rebound by Lightfoot. He pops it out. Far side. This is Zion Moore across the timeline against Grooms. He's going to work at our side now. Quentin Martin. Martin going to shoot one over top of Bakari Wallace. No good. Several players in on the rebound. Lightfoot comes down with it. He feeds it back to Locks. Locks no good. Now Calvin Winfrey and Uniontown has got a little advantage here with Grooms racing down the far sideline. Can't get the layup to go. But Calvin Winfrey there to finish it off. 26-21. Zion Moore racing it down for the Leopards on our sideline right in front of the table here for WMBS. And Moore going to direct some traffic. He's got Lightfoot popping out our corner. Lightfoot thinks about a three, thinks better of it. Comes back to our wing to Moore. Now he's got the big man down low. Locks goes back to Lightfoot. Now all the way across to Wade and back top of the key to Moore. Moore goes Martin, high post. Now Martin's going to move it out to Wade on the far wing. Wade advances to the baseline, goes back to Martin. Belle Vernon really taking their time here. Wade's got it in the far corner. Takes the baseline, wants to go back out to Martin. Martin nearly has the pass stolen by Tanner Uphold. It's going to stay with the Leopards. 26-21, 2:35 to play here in the first half. Martin inbounds the ball. Zion Moore. Moore moves it our side to Diabre Lightfoot, then back to Moore. Deep three, and he nails it. 26-24. No doubt about that shot for the scorekeeper. That was full 2 steps back from the three-point arc. Now the Red Raiders have it far wing Grooms. He's going to work against Lightfoot. Uphold comes out for a screen. Grooms tries to answer with a three. No good. Rebound tipped away by Martin, and it goes to Moore. Moore has the ball stolen by Bakari Wallace, but Wallace cannot quite secure it. It rolls off his fingertips out of bounds. 2:03 to play, and Belle Vernon has a chance to tie this game with a bucket. Going to be Alonzo Wade on the near sideline. Big pass into Moore. Moore's going to get Tanner Uphold way up top near the timeline. Moore, top of the key to Martin. Martin likes what he sees and tries to drive in. He might have liked it too much because he gives Bakari Wallace a big elbow in the paint, and that is going to be an offensive foul against Quentin Martin. We're going to see number 1, Jeremiah Hager, for the first time for Uniontown, the big three-point shooter, going to check in for Tanner Uphold. That's 7 fouls now against the Leopards, so both of these teams will enjoy the bonus for the last minute and 50 seconds. Winfrey across the timeline, working against Moore. Moore going to force Winfrey left. Winfrey goes left. Little pass to Wallace, who comes off of that wing. Wallace advances it to the paint. Cannot get the layup to go, but Levi Garner can, and he finishes it off. Big man doing big things inside for Uniontown. Here come the Leopards. Zion Moore wants a three, throws himself on the floor to try to get a foul call, won't have it. And Bakari Wallace gets the rebound. And now here comes Wallace. He's going to pop it over to Winfrey, far wing for three. And it's a statement three for Calvin Winfrey, 31-24. Uniontown. Here comes Zion Moore across the timeline. Moore comes our way to Wade. Wade's got Winfrey and Wallace with him. Big pass, far corner. Jump shot. Nice shot there by Lightfoot. He knocks it down for two. 31-26. We're just under a minute to play. Coach Kesmarski calling the play here for Uniontown. Calvin Winfrey working against Zion Moore. Trying to get a screen from Hager. Now goes to Hager with the pass, but the Leopards are going to steal that one. And it's Quentin Martin who's going to get an easy layup on the other side for two. 31-28. The Red Raiders with plenty of time here. 37 seconds. Notorious Grooms in no hurry. He's going to cross the timeline near Quentin Martin. Floats one ahead to Bakari Wallace. Wallace drives against Locks. And it's going to be Locks who fouls Notorious Grooms. Wallace does a little handoff to a cutting Grooms. And as Grooms comes to the bucket, he's fouled by Braden Locks. And the official is going to talk to the score table. It looks like that foul is ultimately going to go against Quentin Martin. So it will be a second foul against Martin. Notorious Grooms cannot get the first foul shot to go. Checking in for the Leopards here, Evan Pollitt. Pollitt, one of their seniors. 29 seconds on the clock. And Notorious Grooms shooting at a 69% clip from the foul line. Does not get either, but Levi Garner gets a nice-looking rebound, and Levi gets it back to Grooms, who slices in. Can't get the floater to go. That rebound is going to go to Pollitt. Pollitt pushes it ahead to Wade. 19 seconds on the clock. Leopards down by three. Wade gets steered out of the wing. He's going to come all the way back to the score table. Big lead and pass here to the elbow to Martin. Then back out to Moore, who had switched places with Wade. Moore way up top now working against Winfrey. 3 seconds. Moore's going to get the last shot, but he misses. And the rebound gets pulled down by Pollitt, but there's not enough time to put it back. Halftime score, 31-28 in favor of the Uniontown Red Raiders. Good first half from Uniontown, but the Leopards are keeping pace. They trail only by 3. Find more snuggle time this winter and be prepared for the cold with the help of First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. With a home improvement loan, a home equity loan, or a home equity line of credit, you can finally upgrade that old furnace, take care of that leaking roof, or replace those outdated floors. Keep the cold out and the warm and cozy in your home this winter. Visit a loan officer today or apply online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 458729. It's halftime here inside Uniontown Area High School, the A.J. Everhart Memorial Gymnasium. We've got a lot of fans, strong turnout here from both schools present for senior night. We had our senior night ceremony prior to tip-off. It is a 31-28 ball game. The Red Raiders holding on to a narrow lead, although Uniontown had led throughout the first half and led nearly by double digits on several occasions. Where could you go these days to have your gas pumped for you, oil checked, and windshield cleaned for you? Joby's Golf, that's where. Joby's Golf is located on the corner of Fayette and Beeson Boulevard in Uniontown. Joby's Golf is a fast, friendly, full-service gas station serving Uniontown in the same location for over 50 years. Joby's Golf offers lockout services, general repairs, tire repair, state inspections, and 24-hour AAA towing service. Phone 724-438-0681 for Joby's Golf. You are listening to exclusive digital coverage of the Uniontown Red Raiders boys basketball team on the WMBS Facebook page. Don't forget, you can check us out on your radio dial, 590 AM and FM 101.1 for WMBS. Attorney Thomas W. Schaefer has litigated over 275 civil and criminal trials, some of which have been aired on Oprah, Inside Edition, and ESPN. Having an engineering degree, master's in business administration, and law degree qualifies him to go toe-to-toe with anyone. His firm concentrates in wills, trusts, estates, property transfers, personal injury, solar field, and Marcellus gas negotiations, plus family law. small enough to care, and smart enough to win. The attorney, Thomas W. Schaefer. Are you looking for a dentist? Dr. Michael George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates, a Uniontown staple, has over 40 years' experience treating patients of all ages. Their caring, professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit GeorgeDentalAssociates.com today. That's GeorgeDentalAssociates.com, and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry. Good luck to Coach Rob Kizmarski and the Uniontown Red Raiders from George Dental Associates. Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vacides knows there is nothing more exciting than high school sports. He knows all the athletes have worked hard to become competitive, plus maintain their study skills. Commissioner Vince Vacides salutes all the young contestants in their efforts. Good luck, and may the best team prevail. From Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vacides. We're going to pause briefly here at Uniontown Area High School inside the A.J. Everhart Memorial Gymnasium. The Uniontown Red Raiders lead 31-28 over the visiting Belle Vernon Leopards. When we come back, we'll be sharing with you first half statistics, and we're also going to figure out who number one is for Belle Vernon. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon.
Here, I feel like you can't see it. How about I when he was moving? Black stop 50-50. Okay, one more. I already put the picture. I mean, like, put the table down to get in over here.
Where do you want me? Right here?
Right here. Right over here. Instead of table that way, to back it right there.
Make sure I don't come back.
You don't get one.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Uniontown Area High School, the A.J. Everhart Memorial Gymnasium. This is Joshua Scully alongside Bill Dice, exclusive digital coverage of the Uniontown Red Raiders boys basketball team on the WMBS Facebook page. That's right, you're watching another exciting chapter of the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night, which is brought to you by George Dental Associates, SWGI in Uniontown, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. The Centers for Rehab Services and physical therapist Jim Burns. Fayette County Commissioner Vince Facilities. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Attorney Thomas W. Schaefer. Uniontown Mayor Bill Gerke. Joby's Golf. Zen's Construction Warehouse. And Big Al's Market. No surprise, checking the scorebook here for the first half of this one. The Uniontown Red Raiders, 24 points in that first quarter for Uniontown. Bakari Wallace really getting it done for Uniontown in that period alone. Bakari was responsible for a total of 14 points. Calvin Winfrey right behind him. Calvin has scored 11 to this point in the contest. On the Vernon side of the scorebook, their current scoring leaders, Zion Moore. Zion a couple of really deep threes. He has 11 for Vernon. And the rest of their scoring broken up by several players, 4 points apiece for Diabre Lightfoot and Braden Locks. We did get clarification on number one. Number one for Vernon is Curtis Wade. He was a late addition to the book, but he is on the book, and we'll be ready for him to check back in. And here we go. Inside Uniontown Area High School, first possession for Vernon. Moving right to left, green uniform, gold trim, black number. The Uniontown Red Raiders will be moving left to right on your screen. White uniform, maroon trim, maroon number. Here's Alonzo Wade. He wants to take a deep corner three. No good. And the rebound goes out of bounds off the hands of Zion Moore. And Uniontown is going to have their first possession of this second half. Calvin Winfrey. Zion Moore really wants to push Calvin to his left, and that pass goes out of bounds. Winfrey wanting to go to the far sideline, and the ball skips across near his bench. Unfortunately, it will be a turnover, and here come the Leopards moving the other way. Zion Moore comes our way to Alonzo Wade. Wade looks inside, high post to Locks. Locks going to pop it far side, back to Moore. Moore loses the basketball to Notorious Grooms. Grooms to Bakari Wallace. Wallace wants it all the way. Cannot finish it, but Grooms is there to tap it in. And the Red Raiders will strike first, 33-28. 7:12 to play in this period. Far wing to Wade. Kovac now far sideline, wants to go inside to Martin. Martin's floater goes over top everybody. And Grooms actually ends up with the ball, although the rebound was courtesy of McGlee. A little handoff to Grooms, coming the other way hard. Pass lead in down to Braxton. Braxton can't get it to go, gets his own rebound, and wants to flip it out to Winfrey. But Alonzo Wade knocks it across the baseline. Ball will stay with Uniontown. Jameer Braxton, who got into some early foul trouble, so we didn't see a whole lot of him in quarter number two. He steps out to toss this one in, and he goes to Grooms' far wing, then back to Braxton, who sneaks into the corner, and Braxton says, I am back. Corner three, 36-28. Now the Leopards across the timeline. Zion Moore. He's got Bakari Wallace with him. Martin comes out to offer a screen, goes far corner to Kovac. Kovac drives it in, no good. Elbow jumper. Ends up in the hands of Notorious Grooms. Grooms across the timeline. Little pass to Winfrey, far wing. Gets it to Braxton again. That three, though, comes up short, and it's Zion Moore with the rebound. Moore off to the races across the timeline. He's got Martin ahead of him. Little crossover there. Avoids a couple Red Raider defenders, and he's going to float one up. No good. Rebound, Quentin Moore. Moore does get it. 36-30. Some fancy dribbling there from Zion Moore, creating that look inside. Here's Calvin Winfrey coming the other way. Winfrey going to avoid Moore. Now he avoids Wade, and he gets Grooms on this wing, but Grooms' three is no good. Grooms going to stay with Martin as Martin wanted to race down the floor. Wade does find Martin, and Martin goes up, and he goes up over top of Kadrian McGlee, and we'll see who the foul is called against. It is going to be against Uniontown's number 4. That is Kadrian McGlee. That is his fourth foul. And Quentin Martin will step up to the foul line here for the Leopards. Ready to check in for Uniontown, Levi Garner. Quentin Martin now has to shoot in the face of the Uniontown student section, and they let him hear it. Martin gets the first one regardless. Levi Garner going to check in here for Kadrian McGlee. Garner and Braxton going to take the block slots here on this second attempt by Martin. 36-31. Shot from Quentin Martin. That one rolls in. Levi Garner going to very quickly toss this one in. Calvin Winfrey across our side to Braxton, then back to Winfrey on the far side. Now back to Braxton. Braxton, big pass down to Wallace, and Wallace tries to go over top of Braden Locks. He's surely fouled there, but no call. Rebound goes to Alonzo Wade. Wade working hard against Wallace, gets it to Kovac off of our sideline. Kovac swatted down by Levi Garner. He gets it ahead to Braxton. Again, no foul called, and Braxton is in a headlock on the floor. And Belle Vernon, very physical here out of the gate in period number 3. Jameer Braxton appears to be okay. The ball is going to stay with Uniontown. Notorious Grooms inbounds it. Far corner, Braxton, little move. Cannot quite get it to go down as he drives off the baseline. Going fast the other way is Quentin Martin. Martin wants it the whole way, and he's going to work over top of Levi Garner and get that one to go in. Martin was hustling and moving the entire width of the court. This is a big, big athlete. So he's a hard man to get in front of. He gets 2 there and will go to the foul line. First foul of the night for Levi Garner. And Martin has a chance to pull his squad within 1. And here's Martin's shot. No good. Rebound goes to Zion Moore. Moore, a little turnaround, can't get it. Martin now fighting for it, can't get it. Rebound goes Jameer Braxton. Braxton going to work hard against Martin just to get across the timeline. Big pass to Bakari Wallace does it. Now Wallace seemingly fouled again by Locks. No call. Calvin Winfrey there to scoop up the ball and lay it in. Braden Locks, a lot of contact inside. And he's making it happen for the Leopards. The officials seem to be okay with the contact he's been initiating so far. Moore goes far wing to Kovac. Top of the key to Wade, and Alonzo Wade going to get called for a travel in the paint. Checking in here for the Leopards, Diabre Lightfoot. And that's going to send Kovac to the bench. Trevor Kovac, a lot of hustle out of him so far today. Inbound pass goes to Winfrey, then back to Grooms. Grooms across the timeline, going to direct some traffic. Wants Garner to come up and give a screen. Garner does. He gets 2 men, but Grooms slips to the floor and turns the ball over to Lightfoot. Now Lightfoot gets it to Moore. Moore cut off by Winfrey. Going to circle back around. Screen from Martin on Wallace. Buys him some time. He goes to Wade on the wing. But Wade will be fouled on the drive, presumably on the floor and presumably against Levi Garner. It is against Levi. And the Belle Vernon faithful insist that he was in the process of shooting. The official says no, he was on the floor, and it's going to be a pass that will come from the baseline. 38-34, ball, far wing to Quentin Martin, no good. Levi Garner, strong rebound there. Outlet pass to Calvin Winfrey. Winfrey has to corral that one and sends it over to Braxton and back to Winfrey. Winfrey has Zion Moore wanting to step out here. I'm at the 4:10 mark in period number 3. Winfrey working against Moore. Little handoff here to Grooms, who weaves through, then goes to Wallace. Wallace drives, and he's all the way. 40-34, Uniontown. Here's Alonzo Wade. Quentin Martin now top of the key. Belle Vernon wasting absolutely no time. Comes our wing to Moore. Moore, high post to Martin. Martin's pass stolen. Off the hands of Grooms and into Winfrey's, and then Winfrey feeds it ahead to Wallace, who gets fouled. Near sideline official says you got him in the head. Foul is going to be against number 2, Zion Moore. And Bakari Wallace, who's already had a tremendous game here for Uniontown, is going to get a chance to do some more damage from the foul line with 3:44 to play in a 40-34 ball game. First shot does not go down. It's going to bounce out. Wallace preparing himself for a second attempt. And here is that shot from Wallace. It's good. 41-34. Martin inbounds it to Moore, far sideline, past the score table, past his own bench. He's going to have Bakari Wallace with him. Goes far corner to Lightfoot. Lightfoot's going to bring it out of that corner. Wrap around to the elbow. Little floater. No good. Nice rebound there by Quentin Martin, who goes back up strong, but won't have it. And everybody wants this rebound. Ultimately, it goes to the Leopards, who pop it out to Zion Moore. Moore is going to be fouled as he shoots. That was Lightfoot with the quick gather to Wade, to Moore with the shot. And this is going to be 3 shots. Foul is called against Calvin Winfrey. That's his first. That is 4 fouls against Uniontown this half. Keep that in mind as Zion Moore shoots the first at 3, and he hits it. 41-35. And Moore. Shot number 2 is good. Zion Moore, should he make this final shot, will make this a 4-point contest. Shot number 3 is good. 41-37. Levi Garner tosses it into Braxton. Comes our way to Winfrey. Winfrey going to cross the big U. Moves it ahead to Grooms and back to Winfrey. Now back on the far wing to Grooms and back to Winfrey again. Grooms now wants to go corner to Braxton and then back to Winfrey. The Red Raiders really moving the ball here. The Leopards staying very cautious. This is going to be Braxton for 3, and he drills it in front of his own bench. 44-37. Jameer Braxton filling it right now so far in this second half. Coming the other way, Zion Moore wants to drive it himself, and Levi Garner absolutely says, no can do. He blocked that one all the way back to Markleysburg. Here come the Red Raiders. Bakari Wallace wants to feed it ahead to Braxton there, and the pass gets away from the Red Raiders. 44-37. Your score, 2:41 to play, and the officials want to make sure we've got the substitutions as appropriately as possible here. Evan Polott checking in for the Leopards. Tanner Uphold checking in for the Uniontown Red Raiders. And the ball is going to come in to Zion, from Zion Moore to Quentin Martin. Martin working against a couple of Red Raiders up top, including Grooms and Wallace. Ball comes our wing to Wade, then back up top. This is Moore. He wants Martin. High post. We'll have him. Martin in the paint, pops it out to Lightfoot. Lightfoot then back to Martin. Martin now near the baseline, goes up over top of a couple defenders, gets it. Then Martin falls to the floor, right back to his feet. Grooms now across the timeline, comes middle of the court to Winfrey. Winfrey going to stand and hold the ball, no pressure. He's going to go against Moore. Works it over to Grooms and back to Winfrey. The Red Raiders really slowing it down here. Some traffic getting directed from the sideline. Back to Grooms, back to Winfrey, back to Grooms. Grooms for 3. No good, off the top of the glass, and apparently off the support, then out of bounds. Ball will go to the Leopards. Here comes Zion Moore. Receives the pass from Martin. Moore, far wing. He's got Winfrey and Wallace there. Goes high post to Wade. Wade pops it out, our corner, Lightfoot. Then back to our wing to Wade. Wade going to hold it, spin around, travels, but no call. And then Wade gets a move on Wallace. Now he's working against Grooms, goes up over top of Garner for 2. What a call, or what a no call, should it be said. And now we've got a time from the official here. We have an injury on the floor. This injury timeout is being brought to you by UPMC Centers for Rehab Services, the leaders in physical therapy. Visit physical therapist Jim Burns at 160 Wayland Smith Drive or call 724-437-7500. The Center for Rehab Services Relief is closer than you think. And Notorious Grooms helping a few officials work on the floor. And we may have a brief pause here as the floor is paid some attention to. Find more snuggle time this winter and be prepared for the cold with the help of First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. With a home improvement loan, a home equity line of credit, or a home equity loan, you can finally upgrade that old furnace, take care of that leaking roof, or replace those outdated floors. Keep the cold out and the warm and cozy in your home this winter. Visit a loan officer today or apply online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 458729. The Red Raiders have the basketball. Calvin Winfrey is going to stand on that U And the Red Raiders are in no hurry here as the second stick away from period number 3. He's going to move it far wing to Grooms. Now corner. Tanner Uphold gets it back out to Winfrey. Winfrey saves it from going back court. Gets it to Grooms. Now back to Winfrey. Our wing to Richardson, who just checked in. Grooms, far wing, back to Winfrey. The Red Raiders really slowing this down, seeing what the Leopards will do. Richardson back to Winfrey. Winfrey, top of the key, handoff, far wing to Grooms. Grooms thinks about going across to Richardson, but he's going to dribble it himself and then offer a bounce pass to Tavian. Back to Grooms on the wing. Now Winfrey in the corner, back to Grooms. 43 seconds. The Red Raiders, I think, want this last shot. Grooms on the far wing, goes to Winfrey on the sideline, back to Grooms, across to Richardson. Richardson back up top to Grooms. Belle Vernon staying true, not overplaying anything. This is Kovac stepping out on Grooms now with 28 seconds. Grooms, nice little move, buy some space. Our wing to Richardson, back to Grooms. Grooms back to Richardson. Kovac playing man in the middle, so to speak. He's chasing Grooms and then Richardson and then Grooms, and now he's got Grooms. And that pass is stolen by Quentin Martin, who steps out of bounds. Grooms had wanted Winfrey, 13.6 seconds to play. Martin nearly pulls it off and has 1 foot land out of bounds. Tanner Uphold, former A.J. McMullen Red Raider, Markleysburg, PA native. He's going to inbound the ball. He's one of our seniors. Goes to Winfrey. Then back to Uphold. Uphold comes out of the corner to Grooms on our wing. Grooms to Uphold in the corner. 5 seconds. Uphold drives it through to Richardson to Winfrey. Deep three. No. And Calvin Winfrey saves it. Tipped in by Levi Garner, and it counts. And it counts. Levi Garner, the big man with a big hand, gets up in the air and tips that one off the glass with fractions of a second on the court. And the crowd loves that. Wow, what a play. If the Red Raiders win this one by 2, remember that play. Calvin Winfrey, deep three, just rattles out. And it is Levi Garner with the strength of a couple of fingers holding on to that ball and launching it back toward the hoop. It goes down 46-41. Southwestern Endoscopy Center is now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. If you have a close family member with colon cancer or precancerous polyps, your screening should begin at age 40 instead of 45. Women, like men, are at substantial cancer risk and should not avoid screening. Although colonoscopy is the most sensitive screening test, if you are fearful or have no health insurance, a stool fit test is a reasonable option. Learn more at usdigestivehealth.com. And we are ready now for period number 4 in a 46-41 game. Let's say what we can about these Belle Vernon Leopards in their green visiting uniform, gold number trim, gold trim on the pants. Overall, that number, I would say, is perhaps a very, very dark blue, as Alonzo Wade stands right in front of me here. And he's going to go to Zion Moore. I suppose that number is supposed to be black, maybe a very dark green. Inside to Wade. Wade tries to go up top, won't have it. Rebound, Red Raiders. That's Braxton to Calvin Winfrey. Winfrey pushes it ahead to Grooms. Then back to Winfrey, back to Grooms in the corner, then back to Winfrey. The Red Raiders, again, no hurry. Our wing to Braxton, back to Winfrey, Winfrey to Grooms, trying to pull this team apart. 7:33 to play. Grooms to Braxton. Braxton out of the corner goes Kadri McGlee, who's back in. Now Braxton gets it, and he wants the three, no good. Couple of Red Raiders in on that rebound, but it goes to Braden Locks. Locks goes far sideline to Moore. Moore working hard, goes the whole way through the paint. No bucket, but he will get the harm. And we'll see who that foul is called against. It's called against number 5, Bakari Wallace. And Zion Moore going to step up to the foul line here with 7:16 to play in a 5-point ball game. First shot from Moore is good. Moore has been solid from the foul line this entire contest. He's going to get a second attempt. And he gets it. Rolls in for him. The Red Raiders moving it down. Grooms on our wing. Gets it from Winfrey. Looking for some space. Up top to Winfrey. Now comes our wing to Grooms. Grooms going to hold it. Again, he's in no hurry. And the Red Raiders going to circle it around with Bakari Wallace. Wallace traverses the baseline, goes Grooms, then tries to drive it in himself. No good. Rebound, Jameer Braxton. And Braxton gets the bucket And he's fouled. That's a big play for the Uniontown Red Raiders. And we'll see officially who that foul was called against. It looks like it'll go against number 14, and it does. Braden Locks. That's his third. Bucket good for Braxton. And here's the shot from Braxton. No good. Rebound. Goes to Quentin Martin. Martin moves it ahead to Wade. Wade, our sideline the whole way. He wants to. Nothing there, but a late foul called. And that one's probably going to go against Calvin Winfrey. It will. That is a tough one. That is a very tough one. And the Red Raider faithful expressing their discontent with that call. Alonzo Wade at the foul line. Shot from Wade, no good. Your score, 48-43, 6:46 to play. Don't forget, you can check out WMBS on the AM dial 590 or 101.1 FM for all of your local basketball coverage. The second one is no good. Rebound pulled down by Bakari Wallace, and Bakari goes far sideline. Calvin Winfrey. Winfrey moves this one ahead to Jameer Braxton. Braxton going to go the whole way, and he gets it. Jameer Braxton. Where there is a will, there is a way. But that one is going to be called against Braxton. Wow. That is a shocking turn of events as Braxton seemed to get fouled about twice on his way down, but he gets a block on this side, and the Red Raiders going to capitalize now. Calvin Winfrey lays it in on a pass from Grooms. The Red Raiders not fazed by that difficult foul against Jameer Braxton. And we'll see now as Belle Vernon steps out of bounds against this Red Raider defense. Braxton seemingly had a lot of contact initiated against him. Gets the bucket, but ultimately the call is against Braxton. The Red Raiders capitalize for two more. Your score now 50-43 here inside A.J. Everhart Memorial Gymnasium. We've got a full timeout taken by the Belle Vernon Leopards. There is nothing better than those winter nights in the gym rooting on our Red Raiders. Uniontown Mayor Bill Gerke, during his first term, rehabilitated Bailey Park, started working on the Uniontown section of the Sheepskin Trail, eliminated blight, and is rebuilding our neighborhoods. He's updated the parking garages, and he's working on bringing faster and more reliable internet to the city. Work has just begun. That's why Mayor Bill Gerke is announcing his plans to run for a second term as mayor in the city of Uniontown. We are Uniontown proud, and together we can help rebuild Uniontown for the next generation. This message is paid for by Mayor Bill Gerke. Stop by Big Al's Market on North Gallatin Avenue in Uniontown. Family owned and operated by Phil Lucioni and Dominic Sabatini. Big Al's features 2 one-topping pizzas and a 2-liter for $21.99, or try an Italian hoagie and a 20-ounce drink for $6.99. Check out some of Big Al's other homemade food items, including pasta salad, macaroni salad, and deli items. Big Al's Market, 72 North Gallatin Avenue. Phone 724-550-4252 for Big Al's. Belle Vernon Leopards looking inside for Braden Locks from high post. No good. Rebound. Jameer Braxton. Jameer under attack. Gets out of it. Moves it down to Notorious Grooves and back to Braxton. Braxton off the block. No good. Rebound. Quentin Martin gets it over to Zion Moore. Moore across the timeline. Working against Grooms. Then the ball is stripped by Grooms. And he moves it up to Jameer Braxton. Braxton will get those two. No doubt about it. Ball goes into Kovac. Kovac back to Quentin Martin. Martin across the timeline. He's got Bakari Wallace all over him. Goes high post to Locks. Pops it out far wing to Martin. Now far corner. Kovac thinks about the jumper. Thinks better of it. Goes back to Martin on the wing. Martin has the ball stolen. This is Calvin Winfrey. Calvin tries to go across the Notorious Grooves, and that one is stolen by Martin. Martin brings it our wing. A lot of contact here from both teams. Goes all the way across to Kovac. Deep three. Hits nothing. And Braden Locks can't save it. 52-43 with 5:11 to play. And the Uniontown Red Raiders will have a chance to inbound this ball off of our sideline. Calvin Winfrey going to handle that. Tosses it in to Notorious Grooms. A 9-point game. It's been a 9-point game a few times. Don't count these Leopards out. They keep finding their way back in. Here's Bakari Wallace off the drive, and he is fouled by Quentin Martin. Wallace had a step on Diabre Lightfoot and drives right at Martin. Martin is going to foul him. And that'll be a third foul on Quentin Martin with 5 minutes even to play. Bakari Wallace from the foul line. First one rolls in. Bakari continues what has been just a tremendous outing. And he's going to get a second shot on the floor for Uniontown right now. McGlee, Braxton, Winfrey, Grooms, Wallace. Second shot good for Belle Vernon, Lightfoot, Locks, Wade, Moore, and Martin. Here's Moore off the far wing. He travels, but no call. Goes to Martin, then back to Moore. Moore nearly fouled, will be fouled by Calvin Winfrey as he goes up for that shot. And the foul is going to be the third for Calvin Winfrey. That is the 8th foul against the Uniontown Red Raiders this half. So Belle Vernon will be shooting at least a single bonus. We've got 3 fouls against Belle Vernon. So the Leopards have been a little more careful in that regard so far. Here's the first shot. It's good from Moore. 54-44. For those of you who are traveling this evening, please be careful. We've just received a report that some inclement weather may be moving into our area. Jameer Braxton, after the second make for Moore, going to toss this one into Winfrey, then back to Braxton, back to Winfrey, back to Braxton, back to Winfrey. Now ahead to Wallace. Wallace going to have it. Goes to Winfrey, back to Wallace, back to Winfrey. Winfrey. He's got Lightfoot out here with him. Goes all the way across the court to Grooms. Grooms, little move, but now he gets past Moore. On the second attempt, pops it to the corner to Braxton. Braxton brings it out of the corner. Peg jumper is good. Right from the middle peg, drills it. 56-45. 4:20 to play. Moore goes high post to Martin. Martin works it through the paint. Nice take by Martin. And a good no foul there by McGlee. Martin gets 2, 56-47. Braxton to Winfrey. To Braxton to Winfrey. Now Winfrey has it. Goes back to Braxton. Lightfoot. Line to catch up to that pass. Way ahead now to Bakari Wallace. And Wallace is surely fouled, but no call. He gets the bucket, though. 58-47. Wade across the timeline. Goes up top to Moore. Moore, top of the key. Working against Wallace. He's going to take the long jumper. No good. Rebound. Good-looking rebound there by Jameer Braxton. He pushes it ahead to Grooms. Grooms charges into the paint. Floats one up. It will roll out. Rebound. Kadrian McGlee. McGlee gets it out of there. Back up top to Grooms. Grooms moves it our wing to Winfrey. Winfrey for 3. No good. Rebound. Alonzo Wade. Wade coming the other way across the timeline. It's 1-on-3, 2-on-3 now, and Wade takes it. Won't get it. Grooms with the rebound. Grooms off of our sideline to the middle of the court. And now the Red Raiders may want to take advantage of this opportunity, but they say, no, we've got a wide open shot. It looked like the Red Raiders may have been setting themselves up to hold the ball for a few seconds, but instead they get the easy basket from Bakari Wallace, and it's 60-47, the largest lead of the night. Timeout, Belle Vernon. UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community. They treat sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacement, hand injuries, and other conditions. They can treat you efficiently and safely because they take all necessary precautions and are disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists, convenient location, convenient hours, part of the community. You can call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access, and they can contact your doctor for you. 724-437-7500, UPMC Centers for Rehab Services. High post, Martin for the Leopards. Trying not to lose the ball. Goes back up top, and it's going to be touched by the Leopards first. That is backcourt. And this is going to be Jameer Braxton to inbound the ball in front of the score table. Braxton gets it into Grooms. He's going to be chased by Zion Moore. Moore stays right with him. And Grooms working against Moore. Gets it across the timeline. 2:45 to play in a 13-point game. Grooms trying to find some purchase here. He will. He drives it all the way. Goes over top of Locks. Can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Locks. To Lightfoot. Pushes it ahead to Moore. Moore in the paint. Wants a drive against McGlee and gets it. 60-49. Winfrey now. The inbound pass. He's going to work on Lightfoot. Moves it across to Grooms. Grooms matched up here with Moore, and Moore tries to reach behind the back for the steal, and that is going to be a foul called against Zion Moore, his third. And we have checking in for Belle Vernon, number 1, Curtis Wade. Wade will come in for Braden Locks. And the ball comes in, Grooms to Braxton and back to Grooms. And Grooms is going to get some direction here from head coach Rob Kesmarski. And Grooms working against Moore, goes all the way across to Braxton, now far corner to McGlee. McGlee, little handoff to Braxton on the drive for 2. And they're going to say that Braxton travels on the drive. Nice looking attack there by Braxton. Saw an opening. The Leopards had no one inside. Ball comes into Wade, goes back to Zion Moore. The Leopards trail by 11. Moore goes to Martin. Martin wants the paint drive, goes up, but loses the ball in the process. And it's taken away by Braxton, who goes ahead to Grooms, and Grooms lays that in for 2. Lightfoot tosses it in now. Far sideline, Alonzo Wade. Wade, past Grooms, but then loses it. And it's Makari Wallace, the senior, who comes up with it and goes ahead to Grooms. Grooms gets 2 more, and it's a 15-point game. The Leopards with the big pass get 3 right back from Zion Moore. Inbound pass goes all the way down to Moore, who never moves. He shoots it from right there and hits it, 64-52. Grooms across now to Braxton. Raiders answer right back. All of a sudden, we've got a shootout. 66-52. 1:15 to play. The Leopards, far sideline. Moore trying to draw contact on the jump shot. Won't have it. And the rebound goes to Calvin Winfrey. Now the Red Raiders can really look to seal the deal here. And Calvin Winfrey is fouled by Alonzo Wade. That is going to be the 5th team foul against the Leopards. And sending in number 10, Evan Polott. The Leopards getting their senior, one of their 2 seniors, back on the floor here with 1 minute and 5 seconds to play. That's only the 2nd foul against Alonzo Wade, and we've got a timeout taken. We'll see of what variety. Waiting for the call from the official. We do have quite a few spectators leaving the gymnasium. As we shared, there are reports that the weather may be deteriorating outside. So if you are traveling this evening, please be safe, especially those present here with us tonight who may be listening. Please be careful on your way home. Don't forget to stick around for the post-game show, brought to you by South Union Township Supervisor Rick Vernon. That's going to be coming up, where we will name our player of the game, brought to you by Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vacides. You are listening to exclusive digital coverage of the Uniontown Red Raiders boys basketball team on the WMBS Facebook page. Here we go. Braxton inbounds the ball. This is Notorious Grooms. Lots of contact from Lightfoot. Grooms gets past it, though, goes ahead to Braxton on the wing. Then back to Grooms up top. Grooms floats a pass over to Winfrey. And the Red Raiders are going to just try to keep this one away. They go Braxton, our corner, back to Winfrey on the wing. And Winfrey, as he drives to the basket, is fouled by Quentin Martin. And that is going to be foul number 6 for Belle Vernon. Foul number 4 for Quentin Martin. You really got to tip your cap to this Leopard squad because, although trailing virtually the entire game, the Leopards have never given up. They have continued to battle back again and again. They do trail by 14 now, but just a few minutes ago, this game was wide open for either team to take. Here's Winfrey now. He's going to duck under a reach by Martin, goes to Grooms, and back to Winfrey. Comes our corner to Wallace, and a big pass top of the key to Grooms. Grooms, our wing to Winfrey, then corner, Wallace. Wallace going to see where the trouble comes from, and he's going to find it in the form of Alonzo Wade. 30 seconds to play, and there is a look of defeat encroaching on the faces of these Leopards players. The Leopards stand to fall to 8-8 overall, whereas the Red Raiders will improve to 16-2. Here's the first shot from Wallace. It's good. The Red Raiders will be shooting the 1-1 now for the remainder of this game, 67-52. Devin Sykes going to check in for Uniontown. He also is one of our seniors. We've now seen them all on the court. And Wallace's second shot, no good. Rebound pulled down by Curtis Wade. And he hands it off to Quentin Martin. 26 seconds to play. Martin drives all the way through the paint, gets tangled up inside, can't get it to go. Ball bounces out of bounds off the Leopards and will stay. Correction, will go to the Red Raiders. Looked like there was a little bit of discussion about that, perhaps. Pass comes in to Devin Sykes. Send to Grooms. Grooms going to just turn around and stay out of trouble. Lightfoot going to walk with him. That pass goes out of bounds off the hands of number 4, Alonzo Wade, and the home crowd here at Uniontown High School has started to clap. They know this is going to be another victory for the Uniontown Red Raiders. Sykes hands it off to Winfrey, back to Sykes, who takes a three but is blocked. Rebound, McGlee. McGlee taps it in to finish it up, and that's going to bring your final score 69-52. Nice gesture there to let Devin Sykes, senior on senior night, get a shot there at the end. And the Uniontown Red Raiders are going to emerge victorious by a score of 69-52. Looking for a dentist, Dr. Michael George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates, a Uniontown staple, has over 40 years experience treating patients of all ages. Their caring professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit GeorgeDentalAssociates.com today. That's GeorgeDentalAssociates.com, and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry. Now stay tuned for the postgame show, brought to you by South Union Township Supervisor Rick Vernon, which will include the presentation of our player of the game, brought to you by Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vicides. Attorney Thomas W. Schaefer has litigated over 275 civil and criminal trials, some of which have been aired on Oprah, Inside Edition, and ESPN. Having an engineering degree, master's in business administration, and law degree qualifies him to go toe-to-toe with anyone. His firm concentrates in wills, trusts, estates, property transfers, personal injury, solar field, and Marcellus gas negotiations, and family law. Small enough to care and smart enough to win. That is the attorney, Thomas W. Schaefer. We're here inside of the Uniontown Area High School, the A.J. Everhart Memorial Gymnasium. It's time for the South Union Township Supervisor Rick Vernon's postgame show. And we want to thank South Union Township Supervisor Rick Vernon for bringing the show to you this evening. You are watching, of course, exclusive digital coverage of Uniontown Red Raiders boys basketball team on the WNBS Facebook page. This was another exciting chapter of the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night, a victory for the Uniontown Red Raiders over the visiting Belle Vernon Leopards. We are going to pause just briefly as we gather the final statistics from this evening's matchup, and we'll be back in just a moment to share with you the player of the game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Uniontown Area High School. We are inside the A.J. Everhart Memorial Gymnasium, and we are pleased to announce, if you are only just now joining us, that on senior night, we had our seniors come through big games from a couple of them especially, and the Uniontown Red Raiders have secured another conference victory. They remain undefeated in the conference, 16-2 on this season. And the Belle Vernon Leopards, you have to tip your cap to them. They battled the entire game. That team is going to surprise someone, and it's going to be a rude awakening. You can mark those words. On the Uniontown side of the scorebook tonight, leading scorer, Bakari Wallace, and one of our seniors, 22 points. Calvin Winfrey, a lot of hustle from him tonight. He had 15. Notorious Groom, 6. 4 points from Levi Garner, 4 points from Kadrian McGlee. And all the way at the bottom of this scorebook, last but not least, Jameer Braxton. Jameer had just 2 points at halftime. And in the second half, he put 16 points on the board, including 10 in the final quarter. On the Belle Vernon side of the stat sheet, some very even scoring. Belle Vernon scored 15, 13, 13, 11 as far as the quarters were concerned. Zion Moore really getting it done for Belle Vernon, especially from the foul line. He was 7 for 7 from the foul line in the second half. He had 12 points in the second half to go along with 11 points in the first half. He's going to be the leading scorer for Belle Vernon. 23 points overall. Also a strong showing for the Leopards from Quentin Martin. Again, especially in the second half. Quentin, 2 for 3 from the foul line. Second half total for him, 10 points. He scores 13 overall. And the Leopards also getting some points tonight from Trevor Kovach, Alonzo Wade, Braden Locks, and Diabre Lightfoot. And now it's time to announce the player of the game. And this evening's player of the game is going to be who else? One of our seniors, Bakari Wallace. What a tremendous evening for Bakari Wallace. Right out of the gate, he was launched out of a cannon. And near the end of the game, when the Red Raiders did see the Leopards close the gap a few times against them, Bakari was there to answer, and he helped these Red Raiders carry the day. What a tremendous effort from one of our seniors on senior night. You're listening to the postgame show, brought to you by South Union Township Supervisor Rick Vernon. Are you looking for a dentist? Dr. Michael George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates, a Uniontown staple, has over 40 years of experience treating patients of all ages. Their caring, professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit georgedentalassociates.com today. That's georgedentalassociates.com, and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry. Good luck to Coach Rob Kazmarski and the Uniontown Red Raiders from George Dental Associates. The attorney Thomas W. Schaefer has litigated over 275 civil and criminal trials, some of which have aired on Oprah, Inside Edition, and ESPN. Having an engineering degree, master's in business administration, and law degree qualifies him to go toe-to-toe with anyone. His firm concentrates in wills, trusts, estates, property transfers, personal injury, solar field, and Marcellus gas negotiations, plus family law. Small enough to care and smart enough to win. That's the attorney, Thomas W. Schaefer. Shop the New Year's sale at Zen's Construction Warehouse on Walnut Hill Road in Uniontown. Family owned and operated by the Nelson family, Zen's has everything you need for that next home improvement project at deep discounted prices from the big box stores. Phone 724-366-8274 or visit Zen's on Walnut Hill Road in Uniontown. Zen's Construction Warehouse, our surplus, your savings. You're listening to the postgame show, brought to you by South Union Township Supervisor Rick Vernon. And now our postgame stats, courtesy of First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Your leading scorers, Bakari Wallace on the Uniontown side, Zion Moore on the Belle Vernon side. Belle Vernon does drop to 8-8 overall in the season. The Uniontown Red Raiders remain unblemished with a conference record that remains perfect, a 16-2 overall mark. Our player of the game brought to you by Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vacides. One of our seniors, Bakari Wallace. We want to give a special thanks to the efforts of all of our seniors from both teams, both the Uniontown Red Raiders and the Belle Vernon Leopards. And we also want to tip our cap to Avery, our cheerleader and senior tonight, who did a wonderful job with the national anthem. Thank you again, and we wish you the very best of luck moving forward in your future. This is exclusive digital coverage of the Uniontown Red Raiders boys basketball team on the WMBS Facebook page. We will be back with you Friday night. This was another chapter of the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night. We'll have another chapter of this continuing story as the Red Raiders pursue a truly wonderful season. We'll see where it takes them Friday. We'll be here with you to bring you all the action on the WMBS Facebook page. Don't forget to check out WMBS on the AM dial, 590 or FM 101.1. This is Joshua Scully alongside Bill Dice behind the lens. We will see you on Friday.